Yo, what up, Street Dogs? Eric Kim. Alright, so the thought. Happiness is physiological, meaning happiness starts in the body and it exists in the body. And also the thought is your mind, your soul cannot exist independently of your body. Your mind, your soul, and body is essentially the same thing. It's all contained within your body. Embodied reality is the proper reality. But anyways, so my basic thought is, if you want to somehow become happier, start with the body and then extrapolate. Which I mean is, so for example, when I have poor digestion, when I don't sleep good, I feel really shitty and I don't feel happy or joyful or whatever. But once I sleep well, I exercise well, I walk around a lot, I'm exposed to weather, nature, and stuff like that, I'm far more happy and joyful. And so I think the big mistake that a lot of people make just in physiology, life, philosophy, health is thinking that somehow the body can exist independently of the soul. The notion that your soul, once you die, your soul lives on. I think that's kind of a fallacious notion, because the soul is just kind of, to me, it's just like an interconnected currents of your body, electrical system, bones, sinews, whatever signaling mechanisms you got in your body, your hormones. And so if we realize that it's all connected, then what does that mean? That means focusing on our human bodily physiology is the first proper step towards human thriving. And so what are some necessary things? So the first thing I find is necessary is walking, and walking a lot. So there's a reason why they call us Homo erectus. Or no, we descended from Homo erectus, but we're Homo sapiens, which means smart. But we're part Homo erectus, which means that we should stand erect and walk erect as much as we can. And we're also sapiens because we're intelligent. But certainly our ability to walk, to run, to hunt, stuff like that, it developed before we're able to build the faculty of intelligence. And so if you think about it, it's the much more primal instinct is for us to walk, to hunt, to wander, and to engage in the real world. And one of my criticisms with, I guess, digital technologies or the internet and stuff like that is that essentially it's happening too fast, and then our body hasn't really had enough time to adapt. So I don't know, maybe humans 10,000 or 100,000 years from now, we'll have really long thumbs, and we'll have very short legs because we don't need them anymore. But it really does seem that that's cool. Yeah, so it does really seem that we should think about the body starting with the health. So why do I like this term physiology? So it's funny because the term physiology isn't really used. I first heard it in Nietzsche, and now I've been thinking more about it. Essentially, physiology is I think comes from ancient Greek, like phusos or something like that, which essentially means growth. And so the way I see it is, what is pertaining to the human body, which involves growth. And to me, this is a very interesting notion, because certainly at the end of the day, the most important thing is the human body. Or at least that's what Illuminati tells me. It's like, can't imagine this much skill in a human body. Haters call it Illuminati, another Jay-Z line, right? But anyways, so it really does seem that if you want, okay, so it just depends on what your life goals are, right? If you really want to be maximally happy or feel overjoyed, then it really does seem that the proper thing for you to focus on is prioritize your body over everything else. Now, I don't mean to just say eat Twinkies all day because that makes you happy. No, it's much more complex, where I think actually we get more bodily joy from asceticism, meaning you train your body to become stronger. So simple things like intermittent fasting. I don't eat breakfast or lunch. You know, I abstain from sugar, alcohol, you know, weed, drugs, stuff like that. I try to walk around as much as I can, stand as much as I can, expose myself to much lovely sun and UV rays as possible. And it seems that the benefit and upside of all this is that, yeah, I'm just way happier. I'm more joyful. I like to hear the chirping of the birds in the trees. I like to look at all the plants and the naturing stuffs. And I also like to share my thoughts with you and just appreciate the natural world. So, you know, I've always been obsessed with video games and stuff as a kid, but at the same time, I like to go around. I like to play baseball with my friends. I like to run around, you know, play tag, whatever it was. So, you know, I think kids naturally actually do like to run around and do stuff like that, but it seems like once we become adults, we become much more boring and we lose our interest or our ability to enjoy those things. And so, yeah, I think in life, to realize that we humans are just another animal biological organism, I think it's very essential towards our own personal self-development. And also realizing that humans, we're essentially the apex predator. There's no other animal on Earth that is on top of the food chain. I mean, obviously I would die. I would lose in a fist fight with a bear, but then, you know, I could take out a gun and bada bing bada boom, it's over. So in today's crazy brave new world where we're just spending more time sitting at home indoors scared, it does really seem that the new luxury is just being able to go out and explore and enjoy reality. And certainly the Boy Scout in me appreciates this a lot more too. So my friend Natalie Jing Ma, she wrote about this in her blog, where, yeah, like obviously the social distancing thing seems like a good idea, but that doesn't mean you still can't go out and enjoy nature insofar much as the laws are permitting for you right now. So I would just encourage you as much as you can, you know, see green stuff, go on hikes. If the parks are closed, go to any green space as possible. If the green spaces are closed, then just try to walk as much as you can. So walking to the grocery store, walking around the block for a breath of fresh air, whatever it may be. And just kind of realize that once you just kind of wake up and you start walking, get the body moving, you get the body grooving, and then lots of new creative ideas will start to give birth and genesis you to the next level.